Hey guys, welcome back to Penguin's Newspaper. I'm sorry if I look like an actual trash bag just wearing a hoodie today, but I wasn't planning on making a video at all. In fact, if you watched the first video I made, you know that I don't like to make a video right after the episode airs because I'd rather wait for all the promo pictures and hints to come out. But I felt a need to make one early this week because everyone on Tumblr is freaking out and I want to try to help you calm down as much as I can. I know that the future looks kind of bleak right now, especially because if you've been watching since day one, you know that Gotham has kind of a domino effect. If one person's going through something, chances are it's going to go bum 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 to every other character. Like, at almost no point is everyone okay at the same time. Now, I know that due to the end of the episode where Penguin had Gabe cut Isabella's break lines, everyone's a little nervous that this is the end for Nygmobblethoughts. There's no way that they can bounce back from this because, let's face it, whether she's dead or alive, at some point, Ed's gonna find out. He was in forensics. It's his job to be first on the scene, check out what looks suspicious, and find out how someone was killed and whether or not there's a pattern in that murder that matches other murders. I mean, he's gonna find out that Oswald did it. That's what's scaring so many people. They're like, well, he's gonna get so angry that Oswald killed, the love of his life, and he's never gonna forgive him, and it's just over, it's over, oh no, it's horrible. I've come up with a few points that I think prove it is not totally finished. Yes, I think that they're probably going to have a few bumps in the road in the near future because I don't imagine that Ed's first reaction is going to be, oh, well, that's fine, he killed my girlfriend, no big deal. Let's take a good look at Oswald and Ed's behavior and at Gotham as a whole. First, Gotham as a whole, I think this is a very slow burn, like Batcat. We could tell in Season 1 and Season 2 that Selina did like Bruce, but she was trying desperately not to. She was doing everything in her power to find him annoying, to hate him, to be angry with him, because she did not want to get involved with this boy. She didn't want to get involved with him because she knew it would leave her vulnerable. It would be a chance for her to get hurt worse than she's already been hurt. We know that her family's out of the picture. Bruce was all that she had left, and that left her in kind of a scary state. I mean, okay, yeah, I'll actually have something to look forward to if I'm in a relationship with this kid, but at the same time, people can use him against me, and for all I know, I could end up losing literally the last person I have. Oswald is also in that situation right now. He lost his mother. He lost his father. He lost his position as King of Gotham. He even lost Galavan, and as much as he hated Galavan, Galavan gave Oswald a purpose. His purpose in Season 2 was to seek out Galavan and do away with him in whatever way he saw fit. And that is also gone. All he has left now in terms of people in his life is Ed. That's the only person he's emotionally connected to. Now, the difference between Oswald and Ed in this position is it's pushing Oswald to try harder to keep Ed in his life because Oswald's a very emotional person. He needs to hang on to whatever love he has because he just has this overwhelming need to be loved. His mother's love is all that kept him going his life, and Ed is kind of filling that void now. Ed's quite the opposite. Yes, he does make emotional, impulsive decisions, but for the most part, he tries to carefully calculate every move that he makes as best he can. This is his OCD at work as well as his past as, a forensic scientist. And he is more like Selina. I'd say Oswald's more like Bruce, with like, okay, I lost everything, now let me hold on to this. And Ed is more like Selina, where he's like, okay, I already lost everything, it was really, really bad, I don't want to go through that again, and I don't want to see anyone else I love hurt, so I want to just push this away. Get away. If I don't love you, I can't be hurt by you. We've seen this with his talk with Oswald in season 2, where he told him it's better if you're unencumbered because then you have no weaknesses, no one can hurt you. And we saw it in this previous episode when he was at first trying to break up with Isabella. He knew it was healthier for both of them to just part ways. Now, for the people who were shocked that Oswald did away with Isabella, as much as I was desperately hoping he wouldn't be the one to get rid of her because I knew that Ed's gonna get mad at him, it's not exactly out of left field. I've kind of missed season 1 Oswald, if, I'm honest. I loved how manipulative and intelligent he was. I mean, he was besting mob bosses in season 1. This little dude no one suspected. That was awesome. And here he is again. That manipulative season 1 side of him came out when he went to gently break up with Isabella for Ed, and he basically said, get out of his face or we're gonna have a problem. This brings me to my next interesting point I noticed in the episode. Isabella is more suspicious than ever now. First suspicious act, the glasses. Okay, I buy it. She's got contacts. We all have, our extra set of glasses sitting around for when we don't want to wear contacts, but what are the odds she had the exact frame as Kringle? That's a little creepy. And even if she had looked up Kringle's photographs in newspapers to find out more about her, look more like her, she did it awfully fast. I mean, this woman got an exact replica of one of her outfits. She got her hair done the same way, and she got the glasses. All of that takes an awful lot of time and searching. I mean, you're not going to just pick that stuff up at the thrift store, which tells me, no, she did not just look at a newspaper to figure that stuff out. She has known about Kringle for quite some time, and enough about her personality and her looks to basically become her. She also knows way too much. Even if she was like the most intelligent person in Gotham, it's very odd that just based on the fact that Oswald told her to step aside and not see Ed anymore, she was like, oh, you're in love with him too. Like, whoa, back the truck up. How'd you come to that conclusion after just that conversation? Someone has told her that information. Someone knows that Oswald loves Ed and knows that they can drive a wedge between Oz and Ed if they make them fight. I also think that Isabella knows way too much about Ed to just be a coincidence. Not only was there that initial riddle, which is strange, I mean, how many other people in the world do that? But she also seems to know an awful lot about his psychology, and let's face it, even after the time she spent with him, she wouldn't know that much. And then I know nobody has mentioned this, but it creeped me out that her reaction to a train coming right at her and knowing she was about to be killed was to say, oh dear, the exact same thing that Ed says. It's almost as though she was programmed to be a secondary Ed and Kristen combined, which tells me there's an organization she came from, whether she realizes it or not. I'm not convinced that Isabella knows completely that she's a plant, mostly because of that oh dear. I think that the Court of Owls is probably involved because Oswald has only really spoken to people from Court of Owls about his feelings toward Ed, and I mean, why wouldn't they want to take him down? He's getting a little too powerful at this point. He did tell the Court of Owls he loved Ed after Isabella showed up, so I think someone else is working with them. Maybe it's Butch, maybe it's Fish Mooney. Someone who's angry with Oswald, has some kind of personal vendetta against him, went to the Court of Owls and was like, listen, you gotta get rid of this guy. And I'm sure that they have their own reasons for getting rid of him as well. Someone is in the mood to take Oswald down, and good luck to you, friend. You're gonna need it. next point is there's a lot of interesting and strong parallels between Oswald now and Ed in season 1 and the beginning of season 2. And I think that based on that, we can kind of calculate what his next move will be. Think about it. Ed was kind of infatuated with Kristen, and he wasn't sure what to do about it. He had no experience in romance before, so he came damn close to stalking this woman and doing really bizarre things to capture her attention. Eventually, he found out that she had a new boyfriend. It broke his heart, much like Oswald's heart was broken when he saw Isabella kissing Ed. And then he found out that Doherty was abusing Kristen. He was going to be a danger to her. Who knows, possibly kill her if the mood struck him. So he got him out of the picture, out of love. Oswald, again, is doing the same thing. Part of it is jealousy, for sure, because he wants that all to himself, but I think on some level he also knew this woman is dangerous, gotta get rid of her, and he's done the same thing now. This is part of the reason why I don't think that Nygmobblethought is dead. I think that it's kind of chilling out for a moment, but it's definitely going to come back. Because I think Oswald is gonna spill the beans to Ed about Isabella, much the way that he spilled the beans to Kristen about Tom. He's either going to be like, listen, I found all this information on her, because, I mean, it's Oswald. He can easily dig stuff up on people. It's what he does. He'll find stuff on her, enough evidence to prove that she was dangerous, and be like, oh, I know you're going to be angry with me. I know you'll never be able to forgive me, but I couldn't handle seeing your heart broken. I know she was going to kill you, and I just can't let that happen, and I did it out of love. And that's when the big love confession will happen. And I think that Ed would have to kind of sit on that briefly, like, okay, that's a lot to take in. But Ed's pretty smart. He'll put 2 and 2 together. He will realize he did the same thing in the past for love. And after some contemplation, will likely be like, oh wow, this guy actually just did a lot for me. Or, being the forensics expert that he is, Ed will find out, obviously, that Isabella was killed in a car and train accident. He will go to the tracks to try to find out what happened. He will probably find the car, find out if the brake lines were cut. He will slowly kind of sleuth his way into realizing Oswald's the one who caused it, confront him about it, and that's when Oswald will, again, spill the beans. They're like, hey, listen, she was going to kill you. She was bad for you. I did this out of love. And I do think Ed can forgive him. I think he'll be angry at first, but think of the Butch scenario when Butch was trying to take Oswald down, first by rigging the election so that Oswald would win, so he could basically bump him off afterwards and take over the city, and then again when he joined, the Red Hood gang. When Ed decided to take back the money Butch had paid people to rig the election, Oswald was pretty angry, and let's think about this. He was honestly about to let Butch shoot him. He at least had a crush on him at that point, and he was still like, kill him, I'm done. All it took was 1 ounce of proof from Ed that he did it out of love for Oswald to change his mind and be like, oh no, I forgive you, everything is fine, They have a very strange relationship already where they'll be about to slit each other's throats, and then one of them is like, listen for a minute, here's why I did this, and the other's like, oh baby, I love you. This one might take him a little more time to get over, but I think that once he does realize why Oswald did it, it will be fine. Now, my thoughts on the next episode. I don't think there will be a whole lot of Nygmobblethought in the next one. It looks like they're mostly focused on Ivy and the whole Batcat thing, and whatever's happening with Barnes. He was honestly making me so sad. That guy is doing, ace job portraying someone who's like, I know that I'm gonna go off the deep end and not be me anymore, and it's killing me inside. Just, stop! But what little bit of Nygmobblethought we will see, I think will be pretty angst-filled, because I think it's mostly going to be Ed sleuthing around and finding out what happened to Isabella, and ultimately finding out that it was Oswald. So we're going to have kind of an angsty cliffhanger in the next episode, and then the episode after that, I think, is when everything is just going to go completely insane. He's going to realize why Oswald did it, and maybe Isabella will somehow come back. I mean, if she's like a man-made thing in a lab, you know, in order for her to be basically a combination of Ed and Kristen, then maybe she's pretty hard to kill. I hope this helped calm some of you down and help some of you realize that this will not be the end of the ship. They are stronger than this. They've made it through worse before. Hang in there, guys. It's slow burn. Just think of Batcat and Gordon and Barbara if you're nervous about how long it's taking. Batcat took 2 seasons to realize how much they need each other, and Gordon still hasn't totally figured out the Barb thing. It might take him till the end of the series itself for all we know. It takes a while for established relationships to happen on this show. We don't want it rushed, because guess what? Then you get stuff like Lee and Gordon, that's like a one-shot thing. Hang in there. I love you. I hope this helped all of you. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and maybe I'll make another one later this week, and if not, then I'll see you next week. Bye bye bye. Bye bye bye. Bye bye bye.